Good morning, hope you're doing well. We've had quite a significant change on the 24-hour difference here. So a difference of 1.8, and that just simply cuts away, it knocks away at the big picture. There's lots of bears left, but we have to come from minus 30. So there were 30 bears versus the one bull, and there was only 13 bears. So we've had a big reduction of bears because the price is pumping and pumping. They're gonna exit. And when they've exited en masse, then we'll probably be at the top for risk, and then we can fall. The technicals have really gone quite strong. We were 80 this morning, about 40 minutes ago. We've risen 8 points since. So we are strong technically, and there's lots of bears left, but they're getting squeezed out. All right. So that's a quick one there. And the difference from last Monday, EG was a mover for sell. France 40, German 30 or 40, and UK 100. We can ignore dollar Swiss because it's a bit skewed. It's a bit weird and random, so avoid that. And also, the Swiss National Bank have been manipulating the price of the Swiss franc as well. So don't feel like you have to trade that because it's a sell. It's just it's a dynamic sell over time. The big picture it's a sell because they're net long, but they were really long. You see. So avoid dollar Swiss, I think, and likewise the same logic with like the DAX, for example. DAX tells you sell on the dynamic, but at the big picture it's a buy because they're still really short, but they're less short over time. All right, so we need to see that continue in order for us to top out on risk. QDB scores. Pound's got a good score still. It has had a good score for ages. In fact, it's the strongest. No, sorry, dollar is strongest, 10.5, and the weakest is the New Zealand dollar. They've gone long dollars, so be careful. And also do note we've got a very poor failure rate, and they're currently getting paid on their New Zealand dollar bets and pound as well. Also a little bit of the Swiss franc too. So they've gone one particular way on pound, for example, and they're getting paid. Very choppy and mixed, but yeah, be careful. So they've gone long pound yen and they're getting paid slightly. Okay, so be careful. Demo. So this is the gold chart I was looking at. I got out with a tiny loss, but it's fine. It's not to worry. I think maybe a spike. Let's see, what time was it? Yeah, it would have been around about here. That would have probably got me out, and I would have probably been glad that I got out of a small loss because this wick here, that would have got me out, and it looks like it could have been done for that purpose, to take stops. Can you see that blue line? That could have been me, but I got out of a tiny loss. So got to be careful. What it does do this thing where it wants to take stops out gold, so you've got to be really careful. And note that we've got the Zoop indicator on here, which has got an inbuilt fibs because we're using the 50% crossover. So 2020 is an important level. And do note that the stop loss cluster is 2018, one above is at 2045. Robots, it's going okay, it's very choppy, and we've got some dollar CAD trades running, which can do okay. We need to see a stronger dollar, but looking at the sentiment, I'm not sure if we'll get it. Possible that we're going to might top out on risk appetite. So this is what I'm eyeing, is that low. So we break that low, we've made a lower high and a lower low. So this next 15 minutes will be important. So technically, if we made a lower low and a lower high, it's technically bearish, on the small time frame. Obviously, if you zoom out, it's mega strong. So got to be really careful. And if you're going to trade it, at least know where your stop is. Okay, if you don't know where your stop is, it can play havoc, with your psychology and also your wallet as well. DAX, so that's a little bit naughty. They sold it, so let's draw a box. And don't forget, there's lots of things going on in the world that are actually quite risk off, from a geopolitical perspective. So we should be above this box, okay? But it might be that the fundamentals are going to kick in, where the big fish, the market makers, are going to realise, well, actually, we could be a bit risk off here, and they might look at readjusting some positions potentially because really there's loads of stuff going on in the world. It's not particularly good for risk. See, they've gone long, so we should be above this box, which we'll have to map. That's kind of annoying. That's a bit weird that pops up. It's really strange. I didn't open up Firefox. It just comes up. That's fine. So let's map the box. So we are here. Yeah, we're mapping this one, I think. Yeah, this one. So we should be above, should be below this box because I've gone long. So we should be below 4835, 4836 area. So this is the short squeeze. This is less shorts. It's not them going long. I don't think anyone would be buying up here. They'd be getting squeezed out. Okay, so we should be below that box, right? DAX. So I can't remember if I've done. It was really windy last night, so I didn't really sleep very well. Let's draw a box on US 30. At least if I draw the box, I remember if I've done it. They sold, so we should be above this one, I think, more or less. Yeah, that's kind of strange. I might have to uninstall that. Yeah, so they sold it, so we should be above that box. But look, we wicked right on that top there. So it could be that they're just waking up and they're realizing, well, actually, we've squeezed out the retail guys. We are quite risk off from the fundamentals. There's a possibility of the US being drawn into a military conflict as well with Iran. So, you know, we're quite risk off if you think about it, but it could be pumping just because of the retail sentiment. And so it's just mega cruel, basically. They've gone long, so we should be below. And that's today's video. So I don't want to make it a long one. I'm going to update you guys about the S&P because you might need a reminder, because the Discord's quite busy first thing in the morning. Lots of information, but the important thing is to note is what the S&P is doing, because it just moves FX and your dollar. So if you've got dollar positions, you need to be keeping an eye on your indices. And if this falls, the dollar's going to do okay. So I'm going to do a screenshot of this, and I'll wrap up now. And I'll speak to you guys tomorrow. Trade safely and know your exits as well. It is so important.